Good morning.
Welcome to
Welcome
Radio
to
Row in
Radio
Los
Row in
Angeles,
Los Angeles,
California.
California. As we're gearing up for Super Bowl week. This morning, we are honored to sit down with KJ Osborne, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. I know everybody who's my friend is saying, "What, the Vikings go back?" But KJ's a great guy, and he's doing a lot of good work to help the youth. So he is worthy. KJ, you're worthy.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you for the work you're doing. Tell us a little bit, KJ, about what you're helping
I'm
kids.
doing a bunch. So this is my second year in the league. First of all, I appreciate you guys having me on. This is my second year in the league. So last year was a COVID year, so I didn't get a chance to do as much as I wanted to. So I'm taking this opportunity to be able to give back to the community. I'm running my first camp back at the high school I went to, Ypsilanti Lincoln High School. I did that June 11th. My rookie year, I gave a hand sanitizer giveaway to the kids and the seniors. After school for the after school programs and things like that. Just getting myself out into the community. And I've been the first guy drafted there in a long time, if ever. Just showing my face. Talking to them, interacting with them, with the kids. I do a couple things in Minnesota. Going the after school programs and tech things and things like that. So I'm going back to Michigan actually next week to speak to a high school, some NFL guys, some high school guys in the school. So it's a bunch of things that I'm doing, and I'm looking forward to just giving back to the community more. Talking to people and shaking some hands, talking to people.
So, KJ, I got to ask you, and I mentioned this to you off the air, so this isn't a surprise to you. But I'm at the Pro Bowl last week, and I'm talking to a Pro Bowler, and I say, if I gave you $25,000 and said, use this for good, how would you spend it? And this Pro Bowler looks at me and he's like, I don't know. I never thought about that. Right now I'm playing football. I'll think about that when I retire. KJ, you started doing this in your first year as a rookie. So I just
got to ask you, somebody put this in your heart when you were a young player to get involved and give back. Tell me about that story, please.
Oh, well, somebody did it to me. There's a saying,
Somebody
each one
put
teach one.
this in your
Somebody
heart.
put me under their wing, and brought me up, when I need to learn the details about, how to be a professional athlete, how to be in high school and college. And they passed it out to me. So it's my job, and our job, as I get older, to pass it down to the next generation, to be there for, for something that I didn't have, rather that be, a mentor or a role model, someone, they can reach out to. It's a bunch of mental health stuff going around, so I can give them kind of a safe space. I was them. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, I am you. I'm just a normal guy, just like you are. I worked my butt off to get to the NFL, but we have a lot of things alike than what you think. So that's what I try to do. So I feel like it's my job to be a blessing and pass my things down that have been taught to me to the next generation.
So you talked about somebody else did that for you when you were growing up. Give us a little bit of sense of who that was and what stage of your life made the greatest impact. We hear people impacted by coaches, by former players. Tell us a little bit about what created this desire for you.
Right. So Caleb, you don't like this. My first mentor was Mon Green. All time, leading rusher for the Green Bay Packers. That's my guy, man. I would go up to his house in the summertime. Me and my buddy EJ. I went up there 2-3 summers. We stayed with him for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We would train with him. This is while he was still playing. We go to Packer games and we'd be on the field. We wake up and train with him in the weight room. We go to the D1 facility. So he kind of showed me.
My God, man, how you doing, bro?
You want to sit him down? You can.
So he kind of took me under his wing and really showed me the way to go. How to be an NFL player. And I was young. Just how to be a pro. So that was the first kind of mentor I had to kind of show me the way and be an example.
I love it.
And shout out to Ahmad, because that is a man of character. And when we see guys who get it makes all the difference in the world. KJ, I want to say to you, I'm so impressed by your character, by your willingness and your commitment to give back. I'm just so proud of you. I really am. So I want to say thank you. Right?
I have a question for you. I know being up in Minnesota these last few years, there's been quite a number of incidents, in terms of social justice and some shootings and things like that. How has that impacted the Viking team, you specifically and your teammates?
It brings us closer as it does, everybody, the whole city, and as the George Floyd thing happened, the whole country. We want to, stand up. How can these things stop? What can we do in our community? Like I said, each one teach one to, you know, put these kids in the right programs, and so they're coming up and connecting the community with the police officers. It's a group project. So we just try our best to continue to be a supporting hand to these kids and try to come together and stand with them, and stand with the community, stand with with the people that's against police brutality and all these different things that's going on today. But it's disappointing for sure. Um, Things continue to happen, but we try to come together, as a team, let them know that we're in this together. Unfortunately, like I said, it keeps happening in Minnesota. But that's our home, so we want to clean it up, wrap it up, attractive city. Yeah, we're in it together. Yeah, we're in it together.
KJ, when you say being in it together, Sports Philanthropy Network is proud to say that we are expecting Jimmy Gardner to join us tomorrow. Miami, Fort Lauderdale guy who was exonerated for wrongful conviction. I'd be honored to introduce you and get a picture of the two of you guys together and the work you're doing. Again, thank you very much. Roy, why don't you take us out?
Sure. KJ, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the work you're doing and that passion. I know you grew up in Michigan. My son's at Michigan State, so not too far away from there. But just seeing the work that you've done, I know the mentality of the Vikings. As Kayla said, we're up visiting with Brett Tabor and the Vikings Foundation, and seeing that whole facility, really an impressive venue. And the Will family sets a leadership tone with their spirit of philanthropy. So congratulations on what you're doing. Please let us know how we can support those efforts, get more people involved. Why don't you tell us the best way for people to reach you, so Kayla can drop that into the video, and we'll make sure that we get support for what you're working on.
Right. The best way to reach me is probably on Instagram. It's KJ underscore Osborn, OSBORN underscore. KJ underscore Osborn underscore.
Well, thank you. Kayla?
All right, my name is Kayla Brad. I'm joining my co-host Roy Kessler here today with KJ Osborn, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, who from the very beginning gets the importance of giving back. KJ, thank you so much. On behalf of Roy and myself, we invite you to remember to live generously. Thanks, KJ.
Thank you.